When you come from a New York political family, the world seems at your feet. But when you're well-connected, that means you're also well-connected to controversies and scandals too. That's exactly what is happening to CNN anchor Chris Cuomo. His brother, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, is currently facing an increasing push to resign from his post due to the barrage of sexual harassment allegations directed his way. According to the Associated Press, the calls to resign are coming from both sides of the political aisle, with even President Joe Biden urging him to do so. Speaker Carl Heastie, a Democrat and the leader of the New York State Assembly, has also promised to begin an impeachment inquiry as quickly as possible. Now, the beleaguered governor's problems are spilling over onto his brother. According to the New York Post, Chris Cuomo is being called upon to resign his post at CNN because he allegedly advised his brother on how to handle the allegations of sexual harassment. According to New York Attorney General Letitia James's report on Governor Andrew Cuomo's allegations, Chris was given confidential and privileged information and allegedly helped write a statement on his brother's behalf. This could potentially be a serious violation of journalistic ethics. The Society of Professional Journalists clearly states that journalists should avoid conflicts of interest, real or perceived, and disclose unavoidable conflicts. Chris claims that he has been walled off from discussing his brother by CNN since he joined the network in 2013, per the Washington Post. However, the anchor famously interviewed his brother on CNN more than once during the coronavirus pandemic. As MSNBC covered, Chris and Andrew both benefited from conducting cheeky, high-profile softball interviews during the worst of the pandemic in New York. To make matters worse, it was not disclosed to viewers that Chris was helping his brother behind the scene while welcoming him on his show. On CNN's August 4th broadcast of Cuomo Primetime, Chris completely avoided the breaking news topic of his brother's alleged sexual harassment and focused on the ongoing pandemic instead. The anchor even omitted Biden's calling on the New York governor to resign, choosing to only report on the president's comments about COVID-19. According to the Post, Chris's CNN colleague, Don Lemon, had no problem talking about Andrew's scandal on his own show, Don Lemon Tonight. So why is Chris deliberately choosing not to discuss his sibling's sexual assault allegations? Even with it being such important news? There might actually be a valid reason for it. Chris Cuomo found himself in a predicament in May when he was accused of influencing CNN's coverage of his brother, per the New York Post, and advising his brother on how to handle his sexual harassment scandal. At the time, he said, "It will not happen again. It was a mistake because I put my colleagues here, who I believe are the best in the business, in a bad spot. I never intended for that. I would never intend for that. And I'm sorry for that." This led CNN to reinstate a ban on Chris covering any Andrew Cuomo-related news. According to a CNN statement, there was a rule first set in place in 2013, which prevented Chris from interviewing and covering the New York governor. According to the New York Times, in the wake of Andrew's scandal, CNN offered Chris a temporary leave to formally advise him. However, it does not seem like he has taken them up on their offer. At least not yet. If you or anyone you know has been a victim of sexual assault, help is available. Visit the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network website or contact RAIN's National Helpline at 1-800-656-HOPE 4673.